Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of our patch 2.2 coverage. So 2.2 just went on the PTS. I'm here on the PTS with my bounty hunter, transferred him over just to answer those questions. Oh my gosh, do I get a lot of those questions. Yes, you can transfer a character over to the PTS. You just go to the Star Wars website, you go to your account, and on the left hand side it says PTS character copy, and you do that, and it's free, and it's awesome. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to be taking a look at here is the new PVE gear. And there's some changes here that we'll talk about as we go, but there's two vendors. They're on the Gav Dragon and the Ziost Shadow, depending on which faction you're on. For the Ziost Shadow specifically, they're right there and right there. There's only two vendors because they have the tech gear on one, so like the Bounty Hunter, Agent, or Trooper, Smuggler, you know, and then you have the Force using gear, so for the Jedi and Sith. So let's go over to this guy, right? So this is the new PVE gear, and the place this all drops is out of Nightmare TFB and Nightmare Scum Villainy. So you're going to have to be pretty far progressed in order to get this stuff, but it is quite exciting that it's even in the game. And I'll just scroll through this, and you'll be able to look at all of the different stats here. And you could pause if you really need to, but for the most part, it's pretty, you know, par of the course. And the other thing is here, most of the stats are fairly similar to what the previous ones were. Obviously, it looks like my gear is better, but it's just different, you know? Like, this gear is all the combat tech, so stuff I wouldn't necessarily use. But when we get down to the Super Commando stuff, I'll actually show you kind of the difference in stats, because it is pretty significant for some pieces, and it makes me quite happy that that is the case, and that I'm not just upgrading, you know, a few stats at a time. It would suck to go through the entire thing and only get, like, you know, 3 or 4 stats, really, because that would definitely not make it worth it, because you're going into Nightmare mode. Nightmare mode is quite difficult. They added 2 mounts. They added a mount for Scum and Villainy, which is like Titan 6 specialized thing. I don't know. It's going to be cool, I assume. And then in TFB you have a Gree mount, probably kind of similar to the one that you get from the Gree event, I'm sure, but maybe not the exact same thing. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know if anybody's seen it yet. So we're going to have to go in there and clear it all out now that it's on the PTS, and I'll be able to show you that. I do plan on bringing you all the Nightmare footage if I can. We're going to be focusing all of our efforts, all of our raid efforts into there to be checking it out and learning the new stuff, because I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of new mechanics in there. I don't know how many of you are that far progressed, but for some of you it might be nice just to know ahead of time, you know, because later down the road I'm sure you'll be able to do Nightmare Scum Villainy and TFB just like back in before the expansion. Oh, here's all the relics. Before the expansion, many people were able to run EV Nightmare and Karaga's Palace Nightmare just because they were, you know, they had the gear from doing story mode other stuff too, so it allowed them to be able to go in there and do that. So one day you'll be able to do this if you're not in like a huge progression guild, so don't fret. You'll still be able to see it though, which is quite nice. So now that we're at the Super Commando stuff, I wanted to mention that, like, look at this. That is a huge upgrade. I have the main hand Underworld weapon, and obviously it's in my Belmarin hand cannon, but like I have all 72s, and the new stuff is all 75s, right? That's crazy. That is a huge upgrade. Like 58 max damage, 31 min damage. That's you know, that's not huge, but the 13 aim, 18 endurance, 54 shield, 10 absorb, 71 tech power, like that's pretty good. And I only lose 20 power, which I wouldn't lose otherwise because that's my augment, and 79 alacrity, which doesn't make a huge amount of difference as a tank. I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But you can see, like, that's a huge upgrade. You know, I have the Underworld Super Commando boots. That's almost a direct upgrade. That's pretty good. You've got the bracers and stuff. It's going to be nice. The unfortunate part of all this, and I'll show you what it actually looks like here, since we've gone through it all, is that it's the same looking gear as previous, which you would expect, simply because of the fact that it is, you know, just the same raids. But this is, I mean, this is what this one looks like. It's kind of like a teal color, not necessarily my favorite at all, which is why I'm not wearing this stuff. I think I think the only thing I'm actually wearing from this set of gear is the boots and the gloves, because those look really cool on the set that I have. But I don't think this set looks very good for the bounty hunter. It looks kind of retarded. So let's look at the agent one. This is a bit better. It's got the red dye. Obviously the colors don't matter as much as they used to. And that has to do with the fact that, if I can find the rifle here, that's the blaster rifle. Kind of cool. But yeah, it doesn't matter with the colors because you could just go through and, you know, get whatever color you want. That looks sick. I like the thing at the end there. That is awesome. I really like that sniper rifle. If I could use a sniper rifle, I would use that one. I like that a lot. So that is the tech. Let's go over to the force user, and we'll just go through that one real quick as I talk about the convenience of these two vendors. So it was really smart on their part, because if you think about it, you're in the middle of a raid, you're doing your thing, you're going to switch over, say you finish TFB, and you're like, okay, let's go do Scum and Villainy real quick, let's get that done with, you know. At least that's how we do it. We're like, okay, hard mode TFB only took us an hour, let's go do Scum and Villainy and, you know, clean it up and just be done for the night. But people are like, man, I needed that piece of gear, you know, or I'm trying to min-max my stats here, and I've got a few pieces of gear that I kind of want to change around, so, you know, can I do that? And usually my response is no, let's just go clear it because we don't need the gear anymore. Really, they're just taking like boots and ripping out the mods and putting them in different pieces of gear to get the best stats they possibly can, which is fine. I mean, if you're in a progression guild, you should expect that to happen. But I just don't want it to happen while we're raiding, you know, because it takes up time. But the problem with where the current vendors are is they're over on the main fleet, which means you either have to quick travel over there and travel back, or travel over there and quick travel back. I mean, your quick travel is going to be up by the time you're done with raiding anyway, so you may as well do that, right? But you have to go all the way over there, then you have to go augment it. You have to do all this stuff. At least with this, the vendors are right outside. Like, seriously, I'll show you on the map. This is where we're at right now. These are where Scum and Villainy and TFB are. So it is way more convenient as far as where the location is for the vendors. And I think it's just logical to have them over by the raids in general. I don't understand why they would be off on the main fleet. Although if they are off on the main fleet, this is the counter argument, then people actually see the gear, they know where the gear's at, they're able to go and get it, and it's not a huge confusing mess. Then again, once people kind of learn that the vendors will be over here, it makes it a little easier. However, we're not necessarily dealing with those people who are just learning where the gear's at with this stuff, because they won't get this stuff, at least at first. They'll figure it out eventually, you know, when they have to come over here, that, oh, hey, there's two vendors here that have, like, really good gear on them. Wonder what that's from. Oh, that's from Nightmare mode, you know. It's not really a huge deal for the people who are going to have to learn where the gear's at. Anyways, I'm just saying it's more convenient to have them over here. I like it a lot better. I don't know if there's a modification table. I'm almost certain there is on this ship. I've never had to use it, but now, actually, yes, there is. It's right up over here-ish, I think. And I can go double check that just to make sure. But we're going to finish this gear first. We're almost through the tanky, or not the tanky stuff. Yeah, the tanky stuff. This is the, this is the strength tanky stuff for the Juggernaut and Guardian. The stats, I don't know really about these because I don't really play these classes, unfortunately, but I assume they're also the same as my Super Commando stuff, which is quite a significant upgrade. So let's look at what these look like in the red, or not the red, because actually that looks really funny. That makes me look like almost makes me look like the Juggernaut, kind of, which is a little funny. But let's look at that with the actual chest piece. There we go. That's not so bad. Now I look like Magneto. That's pretty cool looking. I like the red on that, but obviously, once again, it doesn't matter because you can just change the color. Let's see here. Let's look at the Inquisitor stuff, and we'll see what this looks like. And briefly, I will show you the gear on the other side as well, so you can kind of see what that stuff looks like. That doesn't look bad. That's, you know, that's not too crazy. I don't know if that animation is on the other set or not, because quite frankly, our Inquisitors don't really wear it. They have their own stuff they like wearing, which is fine, but that's what that looks like. Let's go check to see if there is a table over here, and that will confirm that there's probably one on the Republic side as well, and then we will quickly go look at what the gear looks like over there, and then just wrap this video up. Not necessarily a hugely informative video, but it does show you kind of the difference in the gear there. And I'm pretty sure there was a table. There's a mailbox. I didn't know that. I just bring out my own mailbox. I could have sworn there was a table. Doesn't look like it though. So you may end up having to go to the other level on this ship, because I think it is on the what's it called? The bridge, because we're on the mission deck. I'm pretty sure it's on the bridge. I totally just use a stim or a adrenal. That's fine. It's fine. I've got people who supply me with those. Let's go take a look at the Republic gear real quick, and we'll be right back over there. Okay, so we're here on the Republic fleet, and we have the vendors over here, so we'll just look at these real quick and see what the gear looks like, because they're similar stats to the other ones. We'll let the tooltips actually load, unless those aren't... The icons just don't want to... They don't exist. It's cool. So we'll see what these look like. Leggings, headgear, gloves, bracers, and boots. That's what that looks like. Not bad colors, actually. I kind of like that. Let's see. Can I hide my helm? Look, listen. Let's just... Because I want to see what it looks like without the helm, because I know the hood goes over, and it makes it a little different. So, boots, bracers, gloves, leggings, and vest, waistguard. There we go. Okay, so, well, they're not going to put the hood over. That's fine. I know they did that on the PTS previously, but I obviously don't know how the Jedi-knight gear works. But that looks quite good. The animation on that's pretty nice. The sabers are like that on both sides, by the way. They've got like this cool hilt thing going on where it's got that, but the color otherwise isn't too crazy. So that's just what these look like. And I'm pretty sure the dual-bladed one also is the same on the other side. Let's just look at that real quick before we look at that gear. If I can find it, that is the... There we go. Yep, it's pretty much the same thing on the other side as well, which is pretty great. Now, what color crystal is that, by the way? It's orange. That does not look orange. That looks awesome. Let's see here. You have this gear as well. Let's put this weapon away. Thank you very much. Let's look at this gear. This, and this. So obviously, that is different than what I'm currently wearing on this character, which is nice. I mean, you see like it's got an animation on it. So this is what I noticed with that Inquisitor gear too. Most of this gear does kind of have this stuff. I don't think the Bounty Hunter one did, which is unfortunate. I don't think the other one... Ooh, look at that little Republic icon there. And I really am sure that the Agent one didn't have this either, which is unfortunate, because this looks really cool with the little animation. If you look at what I'm wearing now, it does not have that stuff. It does not have those little details. So they did spice it up a bit. It's not necessarily the exact same thing. However, that is definitely the assassin and the other gear. Hold on, where's the... I'm trying to find the... Go away. I think this is all the strength stuff. This is all the strength stuff. Where's the other... or the Sage stuff? Because that was all... See, this is Strikers. Aha, Force Mystic. There we go. So we'll see what this looks like. I'm pretty sure it's very similar. Yeah, it's the exact same thing, except it's got those cool lines and stuff. So they spiced it up a bit by adding a bit more detail than what I'm currently wearing. I like that. But, you know, to be honest, the gear on the Republic has always looked better than the gear on the Empire. However, you did see the little effects there on the Empire gear as well.
Here's what I got.
So they did spice it up. It's not necessarily the exact same thing. I like that. The gun. May as well show you the cannon. The pistol on the Bounty Hunter doesn't look very different, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to put all this gear on, but it is not wanting to wear it. So there we go. We'll see what that looks like. And I'm pretty sure I need to wear leggings as well. There we go. So there's the trooper gear. As you see, like it is previously as well, it just has, you know, cool little glowy effects, which is nice. It's a good effect. It's almost like it is a Gree piece of gear. Gree, that is in the people race thing, not the actual color green, what it sounded like I said, and this is the smuggler stuff. This also looks fairly similar. It must be said to the... was I wearing that? No. Okay. It must be said to the previous one, except you have like this cool effect on the arm guard. Otherwise, everything is exactly the same. You know, it's just got cool little effects, which makes it a bit better. And yes, that jacket is the same as the other one as well. So that's done for all of the new PVE gear. You see the little details. It's hard to give you like a close-up of them unless I'm actually wearing it, so we'll try to get some of those pieces and I'll actually show you what they look like on a character up close rather than just in the model viewer there. And I think I would actually like to show you guys kind of how the effects work, you know, in tandem with an environment, because sometimes they have like cool lighting effects that you just can't see in the model viewer as well. So it'll be cool to do that once I get the gear from Nightmare mode, but we'll do that in the future. Until then, we're going to go do a couple more PTS videos. We got some cool effects for the different classes to show you guys that they changed around, they added. But on that note, we shall see you guys next time.